Hello to everyone. Welcome to Grandpa Hickory. I appreciate each and every one of you stopping by to see me. Please hit the like button and please subscribe. I put out a lot of videos and I appreciate every one of you people stopping by. I want to talk to you about something. I was at work one day and they told me I was a Class A truck driver, and they contacted me, told me I had to go in for a physical. So I went down and reported to medical, and they took me in, and the medical doctor, they had me do a urinalysis, and after a little while, the company doctor come running back out there, and he said, hey, he said, listen, you're in great pain, aren't you? I said, what? He said, you're in great pain, aren't you? I'm not hurt at all. Why? The doctor told me, he said, sir, he said, I want you right now to call your primary care physician, and I want you to get to your doctor immediately. Do you understand me? And he said, listen, your white count has gone way through the roof, sir. There is something terrible going on with you, and you need to see a doctor immediately. Well, I contacted my supervisor and everything, and I got out of there, clocked out, took off, and I drove all the way back to where I lived. And I'd called the doctor, and he told me to come in right away because the company doctor had called him immediately and told him, this is an emergency, you got to see this man. So I walked in the clinic, and boy, they come to me, and they got me, and I mean, there's hands all over me, and I just, like, what are you doing? Well, anyway, they took me into my doctor. He said, listen to me. There's a diagnostic place right down the street. You know where it's at? And I said, yes, sir. I've took my wife there before. He said, listen, I want you there right now. He said, we're calling. You go there right now. I said, okay. So I went and got my car, and I drove down there, and I thought, what's going on with everybody? What's the matter? Well, I got in there, and they did what's called an open MRI. Well, the guy that was doing the open MRI, he jumped up and come over there. He said, sir, I'm not supposed to tell you anything. But listen, your gallbladder has exploded inside you. And your liver bile is filling your entire area down here in your abdomen. He said, you've got to have surgery immediately. Well, I left there and went home, and the doctor's nurse called me and told me, we want you at the hospital. The surgeons won't be there until 6 a.m. Well, like an idiot, they told me not to, eat or anything. Well, they didn't tell me not to eat anything. So the next morning, I got up and drank a cup of green tea, and I ate a little piece of toast, and then my wife took me to the hospital. And I got there, and they was prepping me for surgery, and one of the surgeons came over and said, sir, did you eat anything this morning? I said, yeah, I did. I had some green tea and toast. He said, put him in a room right now. He said, cancel the surgery. We cannot do it. I said, what are you talking about? He said, nobody told you not to eat? I said, no. So I had to stay in the room, and I had to drink saccharin water. Have you ever heard of anything like that in all your life? You know the sweetener, saccharin? Well, they gave me that, and for my breakfast, they gave me chicken broth. For my lunch, they gave me chicken broth. For my supper, they gave me chicken broth. And that's all I had. And I wasn't in no pain or anything. Well, anyway, to make a long story short, my gallbladder had literally exploded inside me. So, any road, I went on, and I've suffered for years. They went in there and did surgery and everything, and I suffered for years. Every time I ate, I got deathly sick. So the doctor would put me on a series of antacids that did nothing for me. Well, to make a long story short, I'm going to let you know that the Lord showed me digestive enzymes. And you're saying, what's that, Grandpa? I'm going to tell you something. A lot of you people may think that you have a stomach problem, but you do not. You've got a bowel problem going on because of your gallbladder. And you that have a gallbladder, these are the best things to take to protect you. Now, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not giving medical advice. There's my legal disclaimer. You do what your doctor says to do if you want to listen to them. But anyway, I've got that out of the way. But I'm going to tell you something. The Lord God answered my prayer by these right here. You can research digestive enzymes, and you'll find out for yourself. Now, these are capsules, and they're just capsules. You don't want tablets. You want capsules. Okay. And then the Lord showed me ox bile. Listen, when I take this now, I'm okay. Before, when I ate, listen, I was sick. Oh, I was sick. I was so sick, I thought I was going to die. I walked the floors. I was hurting so bad, I thought it was my stomach. It wasn't my stomach. It wasn't my stomach. I don't have a gallbladder. And you know, I got a sister-in-law. My brother, he told me, he said, well, my sister-in-law, your sister-in-law, my wife, she doesn't have a problem and she don't have a gallbladder. Listen, it didn't hit me right away. Well, I went right on eating just like I always did. And then all of a sudden, I kind of noticed I kind of had a few things going on. And see, his wife is already having a few things going on. But you know, you just can't take a talk to hard heads. You know, some people are just stubborn. And they're like the Missourians. Up in Missouri, they have a saying, show me. And even on their license plates, they used to put the show me state. Because you could tell them, hey, don't go up the road. The bridge is out. They've had a collapse. Don't go in there. They jump in their car and go right around you, and the next thing you know, they drive off the bridge and crash. And they say, oh, you know what? The bridge was out. That's the way it is, people. We're all a bunch of hard heads, but I'm telling you right now, this is my life saver. I do not take any antacids. My surgeon that did the esophageal surgery on me, I had problems with my esophagus. They had to go in. They did a 4.5 surgery on my esophagus. And she talked to me and she said, who told you to take antacids? And I told her my doctor did. They did that for years. She said, sir, did you know that antacids literally dry out the esophagus? Your esophagus is just like a little bitty tube, just a little tube, about as round as, I think, a toilet paper roll. You know what I'm talking about? You know, you've seen toilet paper rolls. They're like this right here, you know, in here. Well, it's a little bit smaller than that, and it's nothing but a tube. Well, it's only about that thin. It's about as thin as a balloon, okay? Well, let me tell you something. My surgeon talked to me and told me, she said, sir, never take antacids. Stay away from them. But she didn't tell me anything about ox bile. She didn't tell me anything about digestive enzymes. And I really don't think them people know because they're not schooled that way. They're not schooled that way. But she did talk to me and warned me, because me and my wife always ate Mexican food, and I was always eating chips and hot sauce. People call it salsa. We called it hot sauce. And she told me, she said, sir, eating those tostadas is just like eating crushed glass. And when that crushed glass tostadas goes down through that tube, it's literally ripping the sides of your esophagus to shreds. So I listened to my surgeon, but what I got from ox bile and digestive enzymes, I got from the Lord. And you know what? I've done research since then, and you can check it out. It works. It works for me. Now, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you medical advice. I'm telling you all what has worked for me. And now let me tell you something, people. I can eat. I take a quarter cup of olive oil a day in my meat stew. I call it mush. And I'm going to tell you something right here and right now. If I tried to do that without taking ox bile, if I tried to do that without taking digestive enzymes, there were times that I even went to the hospital before I found out about this. Before the Lord revealed this to me, friend. And you might mock, maybe some of you don't believe in God, but I'm going to tell you something, I do. He helps me, and I'm thankful for his help. The Lord showed me this, and I done research to make sure that, I knew what I was doing. I'm going to tell you something. Antacids ought to be outlawed. I mean, I'm telling you right here and right now. You go to a medical doctor and they say, well, that's the excess buildup of stomach acid. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's your gallbladder. And if you don't have a gallbladder, it's because you don't have bile to digest your food. Research it. Check into it. You have to have bile in order to digest the food. When your gallbladder is taken out, the bile is dripping. It's dripping and dripping and dripping and dripping and dripping and dripping. Well, when you eat your food, the bile's already gone. Well, now guess what happens? Boom. You're hit with abdominal cramps. You're so sick at your stomach you feel like you're going to die. Friend, I even went to the hospital many times, and all they told me is, see your primary care physician, sir. And the primary care physician gave me all kinds of tests, drinking barium, that horrible liquid radioactive chalk. And they come back, well, sir, everything's negative. We're going to have to do some more tests on you. May have to do exploratory surgery. No, thank you, Jesus. I got digestive enzymes, and I got ox bile. And all I'm doing, I'm not giving medical advice. I am sharing to everyone my story. This is my story. I invite you to check it out. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. I'm Grandpa Hickory, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Check on ox bile and digestive enzymes. It's worth your time. If you're having problems, every time you eat, you get sick. It's not an acid problem, friend. It's digestive situation because of your gallbladder. Your gallbladder removal. Or your gallbladder having problems. You people that have a gallbladder, you can take this stuff to protect your gallbladder. I wish somebody had told me this when I was in my 30s. I'm 72 right now, fixing to be 73. I wish I'd known this years ago. Lord knows it would have saved me a lot of problems. Well, hey, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you very much, and you have a good day, and check digestive enzyme out and ox bile. It's worth your time looking into, and it will help you. It's helped me.